Hey. It's my best Anzelin impression.
I tried.
You tried. We're getting better every time with these lives. It's continuous improvement here.
That's all I want.
Although, are we getting out? We are getting out. We still don't have music.
Yeah, I mean, so I could put on like little vibey music, like the little stream music and stuff.
Meh.
I can.
Or you can.
I can. We'll do it next time. I honestly, I was thinking about it, but it wasn't a thing of like, oh, I need to have the music on there.
There's been a lot
But I
going
mean,
on.
if you guys are just hanging out, it might be nice just to have a little something in your ears.
Dude, Gay Lynn's watched Mando, the last night Mando episode 4 times already. That's intense.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything because the people
watch it. We were able to watch it. Usually we're like late night watchers after the kids go to bed, but we snuck in Mando today.
Yeah.
Do we have super chats enabled? We don't.
Not
I don't
yet.
think.
No, not yet.
Oh, we can't yet. We have. You see the way our bank account is set up.
Dana, we're not on the Opus. We don't have all the fancy schmancy stuff. So
you can put tacos in the chat if you want, but Youngest isn't showing up. No, we had to like redo like our AdSense account, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some boring stuff on the background. So we're in a holding pattern at the moment. But that's okay. Why do you have
my drink?
Is that your Coke
Oh.
for later? You have a Coke inside of a
Baby.
a nondescript soda.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. But no, like we've gotten better, you know, I'm slowly getting better about getting set up on the streams.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a good time to kind of just check in on everybody. You know, we set those intentions at the beginning of the year.
We did.
You know, hopefully you've been able to stay with it. If not, it's okay.
Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't even set the kinds of intentions we did.
So,
but we've been doing really good with it.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of us.
I hit a milestone with losing weight yesterday, which was very exciting.
Yeah.
It's nice to see progress. You can never perfect the stream setup. But we've been doing, I'm going to mention it, but I don't want to be like, this is amazing, it's life-changing yet, because we haven't really seen like the true outcome of it. But we've been taking athletic greens for like today was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks. So Nick told us 2 weeks, your life is going to change. We'll see about that.
Well, yeah. So better
Fix our lives.
Fix my whole life.
But it's an acquired taste. It's weird. Like the more you drink it, I feel like the sweeter it tastes.
I think it's just you're more accustomed to it.
Are you not accustomed to it yet?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's just a vitamin.
It's just like
a
drinking
supplement.
a vitamin. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Not yet, Dano.
Not yet.
Almost 2 weeks in.
I'm waiting.
I was promised peak poops is what I was promised. But it's not bad, because one of the nice things about drinking athletic greens is that I'm not super hungry first thing when I wake up now.
Yeah.
Because it delays me eating. I eat breakfast at the same time, but it delays me drinking coffee.
So I was a big coffee drinker. Like I couldn't function without it. Now, because it's something that I'm drinking the supplement in the morning and then having my breakfast and then having my coffee, that by that time I get to the coffee, I'm not needing it. I'm not craving the caffeine.
Yeah.
And it's already like kind of midday, you know, I'm already getting my day. So I'm kind of mixing it with water, like drinking it, you know, drinking coffee, but also with water. So it's not like a straight just coffee type of thing. So
yeah, we probably could.
I guess
coffee.
so far, I think that's the biggest quote unquote benefit that I've seen from it. It's just, you know, my craving for caffeine is lower.
Oh.
So.
But yeah, it's been going well. We've been setting our intentions. We have our daily mantra. So I had posted a reel yesterday about how supportive you are of me, just hyping you up because you're always
Thank
hyping
you,
me up
thank you.
privately. We don't do public displays of affection, as you know, around here. But I just wanted to hype you up because you're always supporting me, and you're wonderful for it. But I was somebody, you know, in the comments, I was like, you want to be encouraged? Do you want to be hyped up? Drop whatever it is that you want in the chat and I will hype you up. Let me be your hype man, just like Steven is for me. And somebody in there was, you know, doubting themselves. And I was like, you know what? There's a mantra that we say. Every single one of us says it in our house every single morning. And I'm going to tell it to you now and you can go out and you can do it. It is, I'm so lucky. Everything goes my way. Today is going to be a great day. And even if it doesn't work out, when things happen to you that go in your favor, you think, I'm so lucky. And those things probably would have happened anyway, but you're looking at the bright side of things. Like you're noticing more of those little positive things that happen to you. And so it's more of just like changing your mindset.
Yeah. No, I think that's exactly what it is. It's just kind of having a slightly different mindset.
Yeah.
So
it's been good.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, right? It's not like having to drink a weird drink and get used to that for 2 weeks.
But yes, there's people in the chat. It is 1 year for Starcruiser. This is like
my baby.
I don't know if we could sing happy birthday. Like it's a nondescript.
Should we bring her out? Let's bring her out.
You know, we need to get the
There she is.
the cups with the utensils in it.
Crate reactors. Crate reactors all around. Everybody gets one.
Yeah, generic.
A generic birthday song.
It's your birthday.
Oh, here's another one that I use whenever it is somebody's birthday. Because you know when you call somebody on your birthday and it's awkward? I should have done this when I called Starcruiser earlier today. This is it. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Julie, do you want a hair tutorial on this? Because it's very shocking. If you do, let me know. I can do it for you here on stream. I showed Meredith, and she was like, "What are you doing?"
So
Disney still hasn't figured out how to market that experience. Okay, Julie, here, are you ready? I'm gonna do both of them at the same time. You're gonna go directly on me?
yeah.
They're little fake hair buns, and they have a clip on them. So you just clip it in your hair.
I look like a little monster.
They're helpful. Then you just clip on Amazon. I'll send you a link to them. They were like $15. But it's the easiest thing. You just put a couple, like, I haven't washed my hair in a few days. So I was like, well, I'm just going to pop in my little baby, my space buns. And that's it.
Looks good.
Thanks. Right? It does match really well. Like, if you didn't know they were fake, I've been wearing them for about a year now. You wouldn't know. It's your Book of Monster vibes.
Yeah, it is.
Perception of reality has been shattered. So I was with Meredith. We were going to Jelly Rolls back in October, and I had these in my hair all day. And I have like a really sensitive head to having my hair like up.
So you just like whack, whack.
And I was like, I need to take my hair down for a little bit, and that was all I said. And we were like sitting on the bed at the rental house we were at, and I just like took them down. I think I put them on the bed, and she was like, right, I'll drop that affiliate link for the $15 hair buns. Nick's here. Yeah, these are my pride and joy, man. I take them on every single trip. I'm like, my hair's dirty, throw it back, put the buns in, done.
So,
but yes, a year of Starcruiser being open. And everybody, like, the internet was just such a happy place today because everybody that works there or has visited or was just sharing their like appreciation for it, which was so cool to see.
Well, it was funny because I was like, man, there's a lot of people talking about Starcruiser, but I remembered that I only associate people, or associate with people that are like nice about Starcruiser.
Yeah, you're in the Starcruiser, like positive Starcruiser corner of the internet.
So yeah, it was nice seeing like just everybody's pictures and memories of Starcruiser. So it was nice.
It's had a big impact on a lot of people, and so it's just really cool to celebrate that, because it's an accomplishment, like a whole year of it being around. So I put up a post on Princess and Scoundrel of like our big group. So we had technically 12 of us that went all together. If you include like our 2 kids, this light right here is throwing me off. We had to do there you go. A little less. Can you see it a little less now? We're going to show all of our secrets. There you go. That's much better. We had to take them down. We redecorated a little bit.
Yeah.
So we had to put them back up before the stream. But yeah, so I posted about like our Starcruiser crew and just some fun pictures, things I hadn't shown before. I sent a couple of them to Adam from Thank the Maker. I was like, post these today, but I don't think he ever did. And then I found the video of me like when we first stepped on the ship, and remember I just like completely started, like I bawled. And I remember like telling our crew member that was walking, I was like, I am so sorry. I was like, I don't know what came over me. But it was just like instant tears, and just like, I worked on booking people on that for so long. And it was almost like I am putting my trust in Disney that they are getting this right. And it's going to be as an amazing experience as I think it is. And as people believe it is that are trusting me to book their trip.
Yeah.
And so like to be able to see it, and it was even more beautiful than the pictures I had seen of it, was just like, it was just such a relief, I guess. It was just
yeah,
like
I mean, I think there's just like that emotion, like emotional wave that it comes over you when you go into an I mean, even if it was like a Disney experience, you know, when you're watching fireworks and it just, the moment's right. You get that wave of emotion, or seeing Mickey, you know.
Yep.
After you haven't seen him in a while, there's just like a wave of emotion that just kind of hits you. Or, I mean, I think even one of our last visits when we went to go see Ariel, like I got hit with like a wave, and it wasn't even, it was me waiting in line or us waiting in line to be next. And it was some grandparents that were taking a video of with Ariel.
Yeah, they weren't there with kids. It was just the 2 of them
for their granddaughter.
Yeah.
And so they had Ariel like say, you know, we'll see you next time, and just like a beautiful little, you know. And again, the grandparents were just so excited to like take the video and stuff. So, you know,
it's just magic.
Yeah,
little bits of magic everywhere. I walked up to the gate yesterday in Batu East and thought, soon. It's so nice back
Talking
there.
about that, Nate. So you ran into Hondo, and I was telling Sarah we needed to point this out. Was Hondo hadn't been at Starcruiser in a while,
or Batu
in a minute.
Yeah, since Starcruiser.
And then he shows up to Hollywood Studios one day, and then the next day we see Mando.
Oh, you mean like? But
have
they
we
weren't
seen him
in the same place at the same time.
So I mean,
that's funny.
We gotta check. I mean, did Mike take his armor down there?
I mean, he has a full Mandalorian cosplay, so it's very likely. Oh yeah, was Nate Real there today? Justin's here. Justin was not able to see Mandalorian and Batu East today either, because he was watching the premiere of Mandalorian season 3 in LA yesterday. How wonderful is that? Where are you? Where in the world are you, Justin?
Snazzy too.
I know. Oh my gosh. And like Naomi's outfit that she wore, they're gorgeous people doing gorgeous things. I think that's what I commented on it, because they're just what a beautiful life. They did. And there were so many friends that were at the premiere.
Yeah.
I was like, I know them. This is so exciting. Nate's in Batu East until Saturday. What a dream.
Yeah.
What a dream. Hopefully we get to see him.
But yeah, with the new show, which again, we're not going to talk about, we're not going to spoil for people. We're going to give sufficient amount of time for people to enjoy, you know, The Mandalorian. And if not, you go watch Thank the Maker. They're going to be talking about it. Dano watched it last night, so
I mean,
so
I heard a rumor that Dano might be on Thank the Maker tomorrow.
so you could go watch and get spoiled over there. We're not going to do that here.
Nah, we don't do that.
But
because we're like the worst about watching. Like, it's so silly because most people will watch the new show right when it drops. We have very dedicated friends. We have very not rabid. Maybe
no,
like
I think
very just excited fans for or friends for fans for friends, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. They watch it as soon as it comes out. Dano does his watch parties. Thank the Maker drops their new episode like the day after it comes out. We got kids.
Yeah,
we got lots of jobs.
I think that's the big thing is the little ones, getting them to bed. No, but what I was getting to was with Mandalorian coming out.
Yes.
Batu East got Mando, and it's
weird.
It's weird, and the thing where it's like, come on, guys, you know, be cool, like, you know, yes, they're here, where everybody's excited for them, but let's not make it where they don't want to give us things like this.
I know.
And I think that's what happens is like we get too excited. It's like of Mice and Men.
Oh, okay.
Where what's his name? The big guy.
Yeah.
He just gets so excited, and
it's like
you destroy
like
it.
a cute aggression.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody
like
help me out. Lenny. There you go.
There you go. Like when
you knew what I was talking about, but he just we get too excited and we mess it up.
I know.
And I don't want that to happen. Like,
we were having a debate about that in a group chat earlier, and it was like, they were like, this is why East can't have nice things, because the crowd in the marketplace when he was out.
I don't think it's
wild.
It's not even the crowd, because again, people are excited.
It's the first day.
But you're seeing they're blocking, because he's a Roman character, that they're blocking exits and entrances.
Right.
You know, getting upset at cast members because he didn't spend time with them. It's like, it's not a meet and greet. Like, it's different. Like,
yeah,
you look and you say, oh my gosh, look.
And that's where it is different between East and West.
But I think hopefully just like, if it's
be cool, everybody.
Be cool. Yeah.
Just cool.
That's all I want.
Everything goes our way. If you want to meet Mando, you will meet Mando.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is like, maybe Disney saw our last episode and they said, you know what, we need to help East out. So look, like, we got to be chill. Yeah. We got to be chill.
What else do we need to make East better? Weather. Can you do something about that?
I mean, they're getting snow over there.
I know.
We were literally just saying that they have like great weather. We're jealous of the weather, and they're like, you know what? Let's get hail and snow over there. So Disney's helping us out. They're trying to help us out at least.
I was gonna put something. I forget where it was, but it was in maybe the group chat or something where I was like, oh well, I guess it's snowing in Batu West because they were upset that Batu East got all the news today with Amando. Ash is here. The shelves line up. The colors mostly line up.
It's because it's this light.
But even without it, I think our lights are just like a little bit twisted. It's twisted. We're not perfect, okay?
I was showing Sarah, guys, you're going to see the really silly as I'm fixing things.
What do you...
If you line it up.
You got to do the tooth.
So that's what takes me so long setting up. Because I've got to line it up perfect.
I recorded it earlier and I was just cracking up. Oh my gosh. Also, if you didn't notice, you're sitting in a folding chair with a pillow.
My other chair was losing its where it just
hydraulics, I guess.
It would just slowly go down.
Your struts are out.
Yeah. It was funny because while we're having a conversation, I'm just like slowly descending. Like,
we were like, welcome to Princess and Scoundrel, and we're looking at the camera.
And I'm like this, and it's just like slowly like it's not very fun when you're having like an intense conversation. I'm just like slowly.
It was You were literally like this because I looked over. I was like, your mouth is below the microphone at this point. Suspension. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, it was funny. We re-recorded the intro of the episode that we recorded
because the
last
seat
night.
kept just going
But
down.
it wasn't the seat too. It was like, I don't know what it was, but we were just like
In a silly
we had to
mood.
re-record a lot of stuff yesterday. Oh my goodness.
Oh, see, we need to watch Bad Batch. I think that's what we're gonna try to do tonight.
Probably because we make that your next thumbnail. We should have taken that picture and put it on there. Wait, what are we talking about next? No, that wouldn't make sense. We will.
Yeah.
We'll find one for it though. Oh, Bad Batch. Yeah. So typically what we'll do is we'll watch, because Bad Batch is way more family. Well, I wouldn't say way more family friendly. There's, like cyanide pills and pushing people off of tall walls and all this stuff. But
it's just like Clone Wars, where like, it's a kid's show. You're like, oh, whoa, this is a lot more.
But it's cute. It's cutely
It's
animated. But we typically watch that during dinner. But somebody was a little too busy working on
Costumes.
Starcruiser costumes.
We got to get going.
So much
we got to get
stuff
going.
on
So
right now. I know
I was hustling.
it is. There's a lot. There's a lot going on right now. If you can't hear it, maybe you can, maybe you can't. The 3D printer is running right now. It's running successfully at the moment. It appears. I don't really know what I'm looking at. I never know what I'm looking at when you're running 3D printer stuff.
Yeah.
But that's going for a different project.
I want to show it off because I'm just so like amazed by 3D printing, but it's
even if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't happen, you don't have to tell them what it's for.
Okay.
Hold
on. Let me.
You are a droid builder after all. I like that today of all days you wore your like bright Technicolor Roosevelt shorts and you're like getting up and down the most.
It's honestly.
What's on the bed? It kind of looks like Gaia's microphone, but it's not. What are you printing over there?
It's another half.
Oh, okay. I see it on
the other half. So I don't know what the best angle.
You want to put it all on you?
So let's see.
Here, I'll put it all on you. What's in the box?
Any guesses?
It looks like Cusco's hat. The hat made for Cusco.
I'll pull another piece out.
Oh, it's like show and tell.
Yeah. So here's another piece.
Ooh.
Any guesses?
It looks like you went to like your mom's house and you're just like pulling random old like equipment out of the box in the garage. Oh, I think Sunfeld's onto something. What you got in that box?
So yeah, this is the part where you start like putting things together. Right there. So
look at the boy.
Bump, bump, bump.
Oh yeah, Sunfeld says his friend Brian is printing one too. Yeah, he's been posting about it.
Like I saw that and I was like, hey, me too.
So yeah, it's exciting. So
now the
that's where we want to be.
Printer has been going nonstop.
So yeah, working on a Rex because you're always working on a droid.
Trying to.
Been working on costumes. You've been actually like learning how to pattern, which I think is really cool. And I admire the snot out of you for it because I tried to do that for like 2 seconds. Then I was like, nah, I'm just going to go buy a pattern. He is about to be our friend. I think he commented on one of my things. I commented on one of his things today. And we were like, May 3rd. Oh, it was about Mando.
Oh.
But yeah, so you've been like actually like actively trying to learn how to pattern basically just like basic costume, like cosplay pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
Shirts, jackets.
Like, yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah. Shirts and jackets. I think as far as pants, a lot of those, I'm trying to find stuff that I could repurpose and tailor it down. But yeah, it's fun, but it's also frustrating. Like ripping seams, I think it feels like that's what you're doing 90% of the time.
I was ripping scenes for you today because that's why we didn't watch Bad Batches, because you were working on costumes while we had what you call a yo-yo night for dinner, which is
you're on your own.
You figure it out. So we all ate different things and different places at different times. So when the time you came to eat, you're like, can you rip this seam?
Oh, Mark. So I know I'm getting distracted because I'm thinking about droids. Sorry, Mark. So if you've seen it, if you're a droid builder, I want to try to use the Kyber control system. It's, again, part of the droid. There's a builder, Matt Hobbs. He put together like this kind of central hub, and it's over RC because a lot of the industry standards is RC transmitters and receivers, and they are like, that'll have control a lot of the sounds. My BB-8 is controlled by an Arduino, but I didn't do the actual programming. That was done by, again, another person in the group that shared their files. But yeah, right now I'm trying to learn like the RC and how, all the different controls and whatnot. And then Ash, you never did tell me why you were on the floor. I don't know maybe that was, Sarah. Julie, so the thing with Sarah, like she told me about, so I'm making my patterns, like I took a jacket and it was torn up, and so I kind of made my pattern from there, and I started modifying it. I bought a pattern of a shirt, and I like the shirt, and using a pattern, it feels like that's already made is like a hack. It feels like you're just cutting it out and cut and print. That's what it felt like. I didn't really like the shirt or the way it came out, so I was like, I'll try something else. But if the pattern, I think that's the big thing, is if you could find good patterns, you're like in luck. We'll talk. Yeah. Gaylan's talking about sewing.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
Here we go.
What'd I miss?
Julie's talking about just Jason going in, and should be easy to sew.
Oh my gosh. And you guys, like, and by you guys, I literally mean guys, like, you're just like, oh, sewing? You've been doing this for years and years? I'll just whip something up, no big deal. Whereas it takes me like 4 months to make Betty Bantha.
See, so Mark, and one of the other things, get back to droid talk. One of the controls is going to be a Maestro, and it basically, you could set up like macros for movements. So it could help you out on that type of stuff too, where it'll, if you press one button and you want it to do something, some kind of, movement, it'll make it like one whole, like super easy kind of script. Like like all you're doing is telling it, move this, move that, move these different servos.
Yeah.
And you hit the button and it'll do all of them in sequence. So it's to make it easier, but that's through, like, it's a couple different little boards that you have to get. But again, that's why you have to, like, I'm racking my brain trying to figure it out. So
I listen to you talk about these things, but it makes absolutely no sense to me. So I just like listen to you when you're working through problems, and eventually you're like, yeah, I think that is the way I'll do it. I'm like, okay, glad I could be of assistance.
Yeah. See, I think that's the way to go, Naomi.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now is
Yes, Mark.
started a pattern or bought a commercial pattern. I've cut the pattern pieces out, but I haven't done much more than that. And then I am going to alter it and make it a little more Star Warsy because it's just like a normal jumpsuit at the moment, but
Yeah.
it'll get there.
It's just
Well, that's the other thing that we're doing this time, and at least I feel like we're maybe being smart about it, is we just bought a ton of muslin. No, not muslin. What's it called?
I thought it was muslin.
No, muslin was the stuff you made your shirt out of.
No.
No?
It's the cheapest fabric.
Yeah, it's like
Really
$3
thin.
a yard or something like that.
Like super thin, so it's not like anything that you could actually use. I mean, you can.
Probably could, but it's kind of scratchy.
Yeah.
So.
But it's nice because if you mess something up, you can move on. Like what I've done is I've made a shirt, and it's kind of like and I'm marking on it, doing my lines and whatnot, cutting it up, and then scrapping it. But this piece is still good, so let me use that and using the next piece. So real good to have like that scrap paper, or that's not paper.
What is it? I don't think it's muslin. I don't know. It's just cheap. But yeah, I started making, I was like, I got this pattern to do a jacket. And I started making it. And I got it done, but I didn't have the sleeves on yet. And I tried it on, and I was like, absolutely not.
I think that's the thing is like, you could get to a certain point, and that's where I was like getting to is when I had the one with the pattern. Like it fit well, but it didn't feel like Star Warsy enough for me. It felt just like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing is like, the way the cut was, it didn't feel like I could modify it in a way that it'll feel like Star Wars. So
I guess it is muslin. I don't know why my brain is thinking for something else right now.
Look, good guy. So, and sound effects. So it really depends on what, like if you're doing like a 1-for-1 scale, I would say like check on Facebook. There's a lot of droid builder, like a lot of the droid builders are in all the different groups, and they just have their different droids that they build. So if it's the Astromech is the R2 Builders Club, and that's the big one. So a lot of people are in that one. So they have a wealth of knowledge because they've got every type of build, and that's kind of like a good place to start, just to kind of get, just get that wave of information. But if you're looking for like a BD, there's BD specific groups, and as far as adding sounds, this is when you start looking at how to get all these systems to kind of work. And there's a lot of the builders, they're trying to build things that make it a lot easier. And actually, I saw something about the new Arduino's coming out with a new board it's like the Giga something Wi-Fi. It's just like, it's supposed to be like, it's the next gen Arduinos. And again, people, it's like there's Raspberry Pis, there's these like microcontrollers that they're kind of just like small PCs. But a lot of what I used is Arduinos, and it's just like signals that you're telling to turn a servo this way or that way, whatever. But yeah, there's this new one that is supposed to do a lot of things, and it could be, again, a replacement for the older Arduinos, where you would have to get an Arduino and a soundboard and something else, and this kind of puts it all together. Like a Bluetooth, a Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Like
those are all different things, and they make it different or separate ones to kind of like, it's to troubleshoot. So you're kind of piecing them together, so that way when you get it, you could actually go build a specific, item.
Right.
And that's what it was for. But people have just used it as its own components.
So it's just bundling it up.
Yeah.
That's cool. Internet of Things board.
Okay, so I see. Yeah, Mark's keeping up on it.
I learned Internet of Things today at work, actually. So that's why I'm like, I know what that stands for. But yeah, we've been keeping busy between you building the droid, and you had some like really successful prints. Like you had, is this a 40-hour print?
Yeah, this one's a long one. So, and other 3D printers out there, I know there's that like coveted, you want to go with the least amount of supports to not like waste material. And this time around, I'm going the opposite. Because like every time that I've tried to print pieces, they were always, let me try to print the least amount of support, and I get failed prints.
Yep.
So, and it would not be like at the beginning where it was just not adhering. It was some kind of shiftage or just some random thing.
Yeah.
And the worst was like it was overhang. So even though you had supports where it needed it, it would not stick where it was supposed to, and then boom, like you lose a print for that. And I think that was one of the things this time. I'm just going to put supports, whatever is lost, but at least I'm not failing on prints. And so I've had like decent, I'm knocking on wood, decent runs through some big prints, so it's good. Yeah, so on the prints, I've been doing, on the bigger pieces, I think a 0.25 millimeter, and then on the more detailed stuff, 0.15. And then the really small stuff, I have a small resin printer. So trying to hopefully have the cleanup afterwards be a little bit easier. Justin, my main printer is a Raise 3D printer. An older, I think it's the R2 or Pro 2. So it's like the last version. And the filament is PLA. Yeah, they've come out pretty well. Yeah, the real nice detailed ones. The part that I always get amazed by is just the tolerances between the pieces, because like the file, I gave them a light sanding on the resin pieces, and they fit in just butter smooth. And it's, this one is it's slightly friction fit, but it's one of those like it's beautiful when the files are made correctly. They just go together perfectly.
Good to you.
So
talking about all the droid things.
Yeah,
wasn't even one of the things we were going to talk about today.
Well, no, it's like right now is the part where I'm just like, sitting in front of the printer, like waiting for, the prints to finish but I think this weekend I'm going to be able to like start priming and sanding to get the pieces ready to paint.
Well, the other problem is we've had like a weird recording schedule lately. And so,
and I got to time it.
You have to time it because like for the ones where like us recording episodes, we don't want to have that noise in the background. But for a live stream, it's okay because we're not putting it out just on podcasts. So it's okay. It's fine,
yeah.
Right? This is our lives. This is who we really are. Not these polished people on this podcast. But
it's easier to edit because when there's less noise.
Right.
So
like fans are off in here, like all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's been interesting because it's also been a week where we've just like had to record a lot of extra things. Like we're interviewing, we're on other people's shows, we're recording our own shows. Like we had other random things we had to record up here. It was just like, it's been a weird week.
And then we need to do one of those like sound rooms. So that way it's like, okay, it's completely separate.
Gosh.
But yes, it is, Bob.
But the funny thing
is, if you're in there, say hey.
So the other thing is, you were going to run out of filament before. It was like your 40-hour print, right?
Yeah.
And it was like towards the end of it. I think we were in like the last 10 hours or something. You're like, I'm going to run out of filament. And so we sat up here for like the last like 30 minutes so you could do the switch and everything. You're like, okay, I don't think I ruined it. So it's been like babysitting when you were first making BB. That's what it feels like, because they're big pieces. Because like when you did BD, they weren't super long prints.
Okay, we're not talking about Mando.
Oh.
So
Speaking of that, I might have a wardrobe change.
I was like, but we're not talking about Mando.
We're not talking about Mando. But we should talk about our last episode where we were talking about Disney resorts and the differences between them. And it essentially just became like the great chicken tender debate.
So I think it was at a perfect time, because it was enough time to get past it. And then for me to be able to talk about the frustrations. I think the frustration came from because I had an expectation that it was at a nice resort.
Yeah.
And it would be able to solve all my problems.
Yep.
And
it was mo money, mo problems.
And that's what it felt like. There was an inconvenience after an inconvenience. And I was like, oh my gosh, not cool. And, but yeah, that's when we realized it's nice to have just some, basic chicken tenders and fries, like at the end of the day, just eating bad. So
I know. But yeah, like on our last trip, and I don't know that we ever like really mentioned it, but I think the Sunfields are still here. Like we went with the Sunfields.
Yeah.
And we stayed at different resorts, but man, that first night we went and got those beignets and we just like ate we had not eaten like really, really bad.
Well, because we've been
eating better.
Yeah, we've been eating better, more healthier.
And we just went back to the room. We ate like literally every fried thing that they had on the menu. And like we drank, and we haven't been drinking that much lately either.
I think with having, I didn't consider it a cheat day. That was the thing. Is like, I am there to enjoy myself, and I'm not going to feel guilty for enjoying myself. And I think everybody should remember that. It's like, don't feel guilty for enjoying yourself. Right. But it was so nice to just like, have a little sweeter drinks, but also just like, eating the sweets, like the beignets. Like that was like a complete treat. And I think it was more of a treat because, we weren't eating, we were eating more healthy. So it was just like, it's even better.
I know.
You appreciate it more.
But I did hear another topic of like, there is
it just doesn't count if you're on vacation.
There's, oh my gosh, now I can't think of it. Like every time foods or anytime foods and sometimes foods.
Yeah.
So anytime foods is most of the stuff that we've been eating. So we've been doing like tons of salads and vegetables and proteins and like minimizing our carbs. And we've been doing really good at it. Lots of fruits, and just drinking more water. But then for sometimes foods, like every once in a while, we'll go pick up some fast food and we just like don't eat the French fries. We don't eat burgers. Like it's mostly chicken. We love a good chicken tender in this house. But yes, if you're in Disney, it's a cheat day. Absolutely. Like, don't be miserable. Like, don't go try to ride the rides and like just subsist on salads. Although there are really good salads in the parks if you know where to find them. Let's see, a cheat week. Newbie question. Do you think first timers should bring thank you notes or small souvenirs for cast members on the Starcruiser, or do they accept tips there? I don't know that the cast, like the actual cast, will accept tips, but in terms of little thank you notes and small souvenirs, that is something that a lot of people will do. So I think if it's something that you want to do to show your appreciation, then it's really cool, but it's not something that you need to feel stressed to do. So just think of it that way. Family's giving out Life Day cards. Like, I was shocked on our first voyage, and we're still like pretty new to the Star Wars community and like the con, I guess like more of like the con community, because people just bring But like Justin, I don't know where they come from. He carries a tiny little bag and he opens it up and there's all these like coins and patches and all these things in there. It's like a Mary Poppins bag. But there's people that will come and they will have these like incredible coins and patches to give away or credits. And it's really cool. It builds such a sense of community. We need to do something. We needed to stop stressing so much about costumes and just like get ready-made pieces and then build some little custom things here and there, because I think I dreamt too high. I was like, I'm gonna build absolutely like sew everything that I'm gonna wear, and now I'm like, we're 2 months away. Maybe I'll do like 1 or 2 things, so we'll see. Trading cards.
I like the trading cards. I think that would be cool.
I have a handful. I might have some here actually. Probably some of Justin's patches and coins in here. Yeah, look at this. Got Wani. Got Gaia. I got a lot of these. But yeah, so there's fun stuff. Nate's in here. Nate also is in charge of the Starcruiser Porg group. Look at this little baby. He made it.
Yeah.
Him and his wife make these. And he sent me a couple of them and I couldn't give them both away. But yeah, fun stuff.
That pork's stowed away.
It's a stowed away pork, yes. He got to visit the halcyon, but he came home with us for sure. But yeah, so the resorts. There is nothing wrong with staying at a nice resort. Like Contemporary truly was like, it was a dream. And I think the funny thing is like that was seeing it for the first time and like kind of learning the lay of the land with Disney World and knowing that there's these nicer resorts that are closer to some of the parks. When I saw Contemporary, I was like, even just from the outside, I was like, that's the one I want to stay at. I like that one. And then we visited.
But I think the thing is, and what I kind of mentioned is, any like the downfalls of it, it wasn't anything to do with Disney. It was our preferences, and I think that's what happens. Is like you see it, and you're like, "Ooh, I want that one," and you go to it, and you're like, you already have like
an expectation.
That this is gonna be.
Oh, Steven's muted. Oh. Oops.
Sorry.
We're back. We're back.
Sorry. No. What I was saying, and if you didn't hear it, was going to the resorts. I didn't have. It wasn't anything that the yacht club did, or that's just what they. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it was. I hurt my leg. We wanted these certain type of foods, and it was. We had no expectations, or maybe expectations that it was supposed to be great, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And whereas like those other situations where you like, oh, Contemporary, I want to go there, it's going to be great, and as long as it checks the boxes, you're like, oh, this is incredible.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the thing is like you really got to look at what you're wanting to accomplish, and go to do that. Like do the resort that's going to be the best for you.
And that's the tough thing is like there's so many factors. There's so many resorts and so many factors that play into like what is the right resort for you. And like for us so far it's been Pop Century because we value a lower price point so that we can go more often.
Yeah.
We like a Chicky Tendy, and we like the Skyliner because we like going to Hollywood Studios the most.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios is kind of the staple, like of any trip that we go. We've got to go at least once.
Yeah.
So
no, poor Animal Kingdom. Like we haven't been to Animal Kingdom in a few trips now.
Yeah, that one ends up being the one that we.
That's the drop off.
Yeah.
Like if we don't have time, sorry, buddy. We'll catch you on the next trip. I feel bad.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yes, today Flower and Garden Festival started, and I think it's running through June.
Those topiaries.
So pretty.
It's amazing.
I say Farts is my favorite festival, but it might be Flower and Garden.
Yeah, I think Flower and Garden, like just going through, like everything just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, Patrick's out. He said, welcome back, and he said, bye. Do you have a favorite resort scent other than the Halcyon? The Halcyon is the top of the list. And it's funny, Danny, that you say that because I was going to say that's the one downside of the Contemporary. Like, cannot stand the smell in the lobby. Like, it's so strong. It's like a very strong perfume, but I'm also very like sensitive to like perfume and cologne smells.
Yeah.
Like a really strong scent. Like even candles here at the house, I can only burn them for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it's too much. My throat's closing up. I don't know. Maybe I have some kind of weird
It could be
thing.
like a fragrance allergy.
But that said, do I keep saying that said? Oh, maybe you just say it also. That said, Pop Century. I love the way Pop Century smells. And there's somewhere.
Again, I think there's like, for that, there's just like it being our first one. Like this was our introduction. Like there's.
Imprinted on
it. It just little things like that. So, because there's not really like, oh, this one's better because of this. It's like, it's just. That's where we fell and we just stayed. So,
but Pop Century. What does it smell like? It's groovy. I don't know how to describe. Yeah, because it's like 70s vibes over there. There is a part in the parks that smells just like Pop Century, and I smelled it and I was like, why do I keep thinking about Pop Century? And like they totally got me like psychologically because I was like, why do I keep thinking about that resort? And I was like, oh my God, it's a smell. But I don't remember where it was now.
Whenever I think like, so I don't know if I could pick out the smells. Maybe Starcruiser I can because that's just a different one.
All the time.
That one's different, but whenever I think of smells, I think of Rome burning. Like that's like the only thing.
No, you like the water in Pandora.
Oh
also.
yeah.
Oh, we have to go buy the candle.
Yeah.
Although I heard it's kind of a disappointment. So we'll try it. You've never noticed the smells? It's you'll notice them once you start noticing them. But yeah, the Contemporary is just like a very strong, like perfumey smell. And it's not so much in the levels where the rooms are. It's just in the the ground lobby. So, and not like where Chef Mickey's is or anything like that. But Contemporary was just, that was a good resort. But we stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter this last time.
Mm-hmm.
And we've stayed there before. But I think that one's bumped up on our list too. Because it's just like Pop Century except no Skyliner. But you've got more food options.
I think that one, it was lower before because of the buses.
Yeah.
And I think now they got their own stop because before they used to pick up French Quarter and Riverside.
Right.
And now it just, they each have their own bus.
Do they each have their own bus?
I think they
just
do.
During like
the
low.
I mean, they have the drop off separate.
Yeah.
So I would assume.
I would assume so too. Could be your excitement. Yeah. Oh, Disney just did such a good job of it. Dolphin. So we haven't stayed at the Swan or the Dolphin yet. Grandestino Tower. I can't remember the smell in there. We haven't stayed in the tower, but we've stayed at Coronado a few times. It's good.
That one's a long walk. Again, I now I associate each of them like, okay, what's the big thing that you would
What's your ick?
Yeah, what's my ick basically?
Chad's here. Yeah, Naomi and Justin stay at the Swan. We'll have to try it when we were right there.
Yeah.
The location for Yacht Club, like you can't beat it unless you stay at Beach Club and you're like a little bit closer, and maybe we would try that
next time
we stay at a fancy resort. But even
it was
nice.
incredibly close. I just got to make sure I wear comfortable shoes the entire time.
That was yeah. The thing was, I think you even had regular shoes in the bottom of the stroller, didn't you? But I had the stroller.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
Any thoughts on the high speed? So there recently, I saw there's that airline that goes from
I forget the name
MCO to LA. I think it's Breeze.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's interesting that it goes from it's nonstop LA to MCO.
And that's all it does, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So if it was intended as just a Disney park, it's very interesting.
Right.
Like who's, other than, the couple content creators that are doing like
Coast to coast.
Yeah, coast to coast parks. I'm looking at Dano. But it's like a very odd,
Yeah.
pairing,
why
right?
only that route?
Well, I mean, because if you're going to go on a vacation or you're going to take a trip to one of the parks, you're not necessarily going to be going to the other park. And like people for us, we have to go to one coast to go to a park.
Right.
Then to go to the other coast would be...
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
just flying.
It's cross country.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rail, the high speed rail, I haven't kept up with it too much, although we did see the train station because the train goes to MCO.
Yeah.
And so we got to see the train station the last time we were there. It looked really pretty.
Yeah. I remember the driver was like, that's where it's going to be, but I prefer the bus.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's just good because it'll just open up more options. Like that's the thing is like if there's other options, you're not forced to go to one.
Yeah. That'll be good. There was going to be a train that was going to take you from MCO to Disney Springs, I think. And that was in the works for a while. And then I think they finally just like, nah.
It's just going to take you straight to the TTC or what?
No, I think like the train's not happening anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like I think they just like completely killed those plans. And I think maybe it was probably COVID that did it, but that was going to happen for a while. Peter and Kitra would benefit from that plane route. Oh, that's smart for like international people. So like if Chad's in Australia, he goes and does Disney World and then hits Disneyland on his way back home. So maybe for like international travel, because people typically when you come from like Australia or even like the UK, like they come and they stay for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because it's a big trip.
Yeah.
It's like completely flipping your sleep schedule around and everything. So typically it's not a week-long trip. Like they get different vacation packages and all kinds of stuff to go along with it. Yeah, Disney killed the train plans. There's been a lot of stuff going on with Disney lately with the Reedy Creek, which I don't fully understand, but I guess now they're not in control of Reedy Creek anymore.
I was seeing something where it's like it is and it isn't. So we've got to pretty much kind of wait to see how that all shakes out.
Honestly, I don't know enough about it.
I think the big thing on that, what I hope doesn't happen is that there is holdups. Like if Disney's wanting to progress on things and normally they would be able to progress a lot faster if they're having to wait for, like if I'm thinking like you're getting a
new park or something,
or getting something built and you have to have an inspector come and you have to wait for the city inspector and they're going to take, well, I can't fit you in until 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. Like,
it's Disney. Just let them do what they need to do, please. It's sort of kind of not. I've flown
there. Yeah. And again, that's where I think it needs to get really looked at, like get all the pettiness to the side to see what actually is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because again, there's like the politics they are on the top, and that's what we see a lot of it.
Right.
But what does it actually mean to Disney and how it's going to function is something to see.
Yeah. Remains to be seen.
There
you go. I mean, I really could go for some chicken tenders right now, though.
Yeah. Well,
again,
and not to get too much into it, Nate, but it's because the thing is it was letting them govern on their own. Yeah, Galen. It's just letting them govern on their own, but then that also meant that they were circumventing, just kind of doing things maybe the right way.
Yeah.
And one of the things I saw was like they like Universal and like SeaWorld and these other places don't get the same privileges. So you're getting a leg, like you're good, but then you get a leg up to be even better.
Right. And
isn't as fair. So again, I think it's just more just waiting to see what it really means.
Yeah.
So I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, talked about our last episode. Like I said, food is a big factor for us. We
Yeah.
didn't really anticipate that being a big factor, but we're not. And this is the thing that like I always feel bad because when people are like, "What do you recommend for like dining reservations?"
I'm gasping, but
Go
because we got
ahead,
some
you can-
tahini.
Oh my god, you and your tahini.
It was like was a tahini banana or
It's a pineapple slice, and we had it last year. We've had it for the last few years.
But somebody pointed it out, and I was like, "Oh, look, we do have tahini."
I think it was in the Thank the Maker Discord. They were like, "Look, Princess and Scoundrel, there's tahini and at Disney World," but it was like the tiniest little sprinkling.
I was
it
like, "Hey, come on, man, get it, give me some."
Yeah,
I'm not scared.
We might be bringing our own tahini to the next.
I'm gonna make a little holster for it.
God,
Just
don't do that on your blue shrimp.
yeah.
Although I was floating the idea today. I was like, so next time we go to Disney, we should do 2 popcorn buckets. And one of them is for the kids, and it's just regular popcorn. And then for us, we put our tahini and our lime juice in it. So that's been the best snack.
It really has.
We've eaten it like every single day since we discovered it. Probably about 2 weeks ago. It's just a nice little low-calorie snack.
Yeah.
Nice filling snack. So your own spice pouch is just going to be your spice. The Boma, is that what you're thinking about with the zebra domes? Have you put hot sauce on
The Oreo
popcorn?
cookie.
Oh yeah, I saw her it was like cookies and cream popcorn. I think they served it warm. Did you see that?
Oh, that sounds delicious, though.
That's the problem is like we're eating
Wait,
healthier.
yeah. When you eat healthier, you're like, oh man, like
I
can.
can. That right now. You
I can.
There's sometimes that's what it was. Sometimes food and always foods.
Yeah.
So the foods that are healthier for us are things we can eat all the time, always. And then there's the sometimes foods. But like our kids love Oreos, so we've got the most Oreos, and just sitting there looking at me every day when I go in the pantry and get my sad little peanut butter out.
So Sarah has embraced my Latin blood and my Latin eating habits.
Where are you going with this?
No, eating the pickled carrots.
Oh.
The jalapeno carrots and the jalapenos.
Did you forget that I am also
Well,
half
but I'm just
Latin?
saying the spiciness.
It's my favorite. Well, it's a great hack too, because if we go out and eat at like a taqueria, rather than just filling up on chips and salsa, we ask for the pickled vegetables.
Yeah.
And they're usually still like crunchy. So it's almost like you're eating chips and salsa,
Yeah.
but it's way less calories to do it. So now we've been buying the cans of them at home, which are not quite the same, but
It'll do.
it's a nice hack. Let's just tell you all of our diet. You didn't realize this was a diet
And
live stream, but yeah, let us tell you all of the hacks that we've been doing. Pizza. I did eat pizza for dinner today. I ate like a sad little French bread pizza and some fruit. That was my dinner. I've never put hot sauce on popcorn. Pickled ginger. I can't do pickles. Like straight pickles I can't do.
pickled ginger.
I like
That's a
pickled
nice
carrots. But you pickle the carrots with jalapenos, so it makes
Yeah.
it spicy. I don't know what any of these words are. Ugh, pickles are not my thing. You like pickles.
Yeah.
But I can't. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh, Homecoming at Disney Springs is a really good restaurant.
Which one's that one?
That's the one with the fried chicken.
I got the burger there.
Did you get a burger? I had the Long Island iced tea, and that was the last thing I remember. See, Julie, that's what we're doing. Is we were like, we need to get in better shape so that we feel more confident in our cosplays. And
That's really
Like,
like now
truly.
my motivation is like I got to look good in my costume.
You're gonna have to redo.
Well, because I'm afraid, like, I want to make sure if I sew something, I sew a shirt that I'm not gonna Hulk out of it.
Gideon's cookies. I'm about to tell you something. I don't care for Gideon's. They're really rich cookies.
Yeah. Well, I'm very lucky in the sense
Everything goes your way.
Everything goes my way. In the sense that I am not a big sweets per se. Like I don't like a lot of sweets, and yeah, that one is like super, super rich.
They're really rich and really, really sweet. They're not bad, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm just gonna go ham on these 5 cookies.
Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna eat 2 bites of this cookie, and then I'm gonna have to wait 24 hours before my body will even let me take another bite. And that wasn't when we were eating healthy either.
Yeah.
It was just like but their peanut butter iced coffee was so good. It was really, really good. Like I would go back and get that. The cookies are, if I'm
like
gonna
one
pick a
and
treat,
one for a month and you're done.
Pretty much. If I'm gonna pick a treat, I'm doing what we call sticky popcorn.
Over in Germany.
The Werther's caramel popcorn. Oh my God.
Oh, I want to try that other one.
The ginger cookie one.
Is that what it is?
It was like a cookie sandwich.
But it had caramel. It was over in Germany too.
Yeah, it was like gingerbread cookie sandwiches.
Okay, that's what it was.
Sandwiches, and it had caramel and like buttercream frosting maybe in it.
That looks good.
It looked really good. We're gonna be spending some time in there. Look at us. We're like, here are all the healthy things we do.
Well,
and
see,
then we're
that's what we're doing. We're like, we could talk about it, and that way we're like, oh, I could taste it, and then no calories.
So Chad's actually giving like some of our favorite sit down dining, but back to what I was saying is like we typically do not do.
Oh, Sanaa is real good.
Sanaa is fantastic. We typically don't do sit down dining because we don't like to be tied to a specific place in the parks at a specific time. Like at least with like a lightning lane, you have an hour to make it over to that place. But if you have a dining reservation, you're committing to stopping whatever you're doing 15 minutes before that time and walking over to that place. And then you're there for at least an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on what kind of experience it is. And so we just don't.
I mean, they're good though, because what was the last one we went to or that I can remember is Hoop-de-Doo.
Well, last one we went to was Ohana. Because there was no chicken tenders at Yacht Club, and we had to go to Ohana.
Oh, yeah. It was that.
It was, all we wanted was chicken tenders. Your foot was hurt. We just wanted chicken tenders. We couldn't get chicken tenders, and I'm trying to find literally that was our criteria. It was like, let's find a place that like all of us can eat at, and if they have chicken tenders, even better. But
I think we ended up going to Ohana because there was like an open. You're like, hey, there's open. So
that's
like,
the thing. There was no table service reservations available for places that we would like to eat.
Yeah.
And so Ohana popped up.
It was good.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was really good.
They had that the pineapple bread back, and kids ate that up.
It wasn't as good.
Not as what I remember.
Yeah.
But maybe it wasn't like super fresh.
But that bread pudding though.
Oh.
It was good. It was before we dieted. We haven't done Yak and Yeti yet, but what was the other one?
Secret menu. Okay.
Hoop-de-Doo review. That was one of the last big ones that we did.
That one was fun. That's like home cooking right there. So
that was some of the best food that I think we've ever had in like a sit down meal.
Because it was really good for us.
Comfort
because
food.
For us it's very comfort. Like that was like
there's mac and cheese,
very much in our wheelhouse.
Chicken, ribs, unlimited sangria, I think, and beer.
Yeah.
And it's just like a fun show that's going on all around you. And one of the reasons we wanted to do it was because I was told before Starcruiser ever opened that the closest thing that Disney had to an immersive experience like Starcruiser was Hoop-de-Doo review. So when it came back, we booked it, and we did it like the day or two before our second Starcruiser voyage. And we're like, this is not the same.
The dinner, like it's, to me, if that was more interactive.
It was way
the dinner.
More interactive.
Like if you're just looking at just the dinner, it was more interactive than Starcruiser.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah,
like really, really loved it. Like I would book that again. I even looked to see if it was available again because I really did like that one.
Steakhouse 71.
That's
a good one.
It was pretty. It's not that cozy.
What?
Hoop-de-Doo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it cozy.
Nah.
It's like you're in a big old barn.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like. And then Sanaa. Sanaa's
that bread.
The bread service.
Yeah.
I have seen. I kind of want Sanaa.
Before, I'm trying to think of like, Sanaa's really good because it has spice. Like compared to other things, there's like that spicy full flavor.
We're on both ends of the spectrum. We love a good like bland comfort food, like a chicken tender or like a little pasta, but then we love like a really spicy dish too.
Yeah.
So Sanaa is great for that. Let's see, Steakhouse 71. That's another one that we really like. Their burgers are just like really good.
Oh, yeah.
I think I had the steak and it was really good too.
I had the...
And it's just beautiful in there.
Yeah.
It was so pretty. Like
yeah, I really like how they designed it.
Yeah. Yeah, the bread service. The food at Sanaa is really good too. And I actually did recreate a few of those. Like I recreated the butter chicken, the mango margarita. The mango margarita is really good. 15-layer chocolate cake.
Wow.
Is that at Steakhouse 71? See, we don't typically order dessert. Okay. We don't typically order dessert just because you don't have a sweet tooth. And I know if I order it, I'll eat the whole thing. And so it's like, nah, we can't do that. Resurrection Inc.'s Space 220 was overrated. So we actually had the opportunity to eat at Space 220 before Starcruiser opened. And we elected not to because we looked at the menu and we're like, obviously we had the kids with us and we're like,
Yeah,
It was the end of our trip. I think it was like we were about to fly out like that afternoon. And so we were looking for somewhere to go to lunch. And we were like, I want comfort food.
Yeah. And I think because the main thing is making sure there's at least something for the kids. Mm-hmm. We're okay being adventurous, or I'm okay being adventurous sometimes, but when it's like whatever the situation is, we have to kind of like we're going to be flying back. Let me make sure I get something in me, because if we get to the airport and it's too late and, I don't want to,
miss out and have to eat Chex Mix from the, from the
from
shop.
the plane.
Yeah. So we ended up, instead of going to Space 220, we booked Steakhouse 71, and I'm so glad we did. Because I think our kids I think they brought them out like just a ton of grapes because they weren't eating anything that day. And we had like one of the, what are they, like the legends or the blue name tag?
Oh yeah, the cast members when they have the blue name tag. It was the.
Are they Legacy? No.
No, it's basically they're nominated by their coworkers to kind of be like this.
Somebody tell us what it is. I forget the name of it. There's like I think it's an L word. Legacy, legend.
Maybe legend.
That
kind of sounds right.
But anyway, Legacy, really, really good. Like, she was fantastic. I think she was the manager, and it had just reopened with the re-theme. But
she was telling how the painting, it was like the original rides at Magic Kingdom. So
she saw that the kids didn't eat certain parts of the meal, but they ate all the grapes. So she brought out extra grapes. And then she was like, it's y'all's last day. She brought out cupcakes and ice cream for the kids.
Yeah.
It was a great,
it was just that little magic.
It was a little magic. Yeah. And the food was good, but I think the experience.
All right. Let us know how it is, Nate.
Yeah, let us know. I do want to try Space 220 just because.
I think that the atmosphere at Space 220 is cool. So.
But I feel like I need to try it because almost every single client of mine that is going to be doing the parks is like, could you get a Space 220? And I get it. Like, it's a space restaurant. You're going on Starcruiser. You want to do like all the space things. But it's like, I want to do it so that way I can speak to it a little better and be like, it's cool for the atmosphere. But if you're like really looking to have a good meal, go do this thing instead. Or maybe go to the lounge, which you still have to have reservations for the lounge even. But try something else. But yeah, where are other places that we've eaten in the park? Like sit down meals. Be Our Guest, which is.
I liked it before. It was
the very first time we went was fantastic.
When they had the menu where you could actually.
It wasn't the prefix menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you can do walk-ups, but sometimes you're waiting like over an hour. So you never know. But yeah, Be Our Guest before it was prefix was good. Once it moved to prefix, it was still okay. But I feel like the food is hit and miss.
Oh, speaking of Be Our Guest, Enchanted Tales opened up. I don't know if we talked about that yet, but
I think we talked about it on our last live stream that it was going to open, but not that it had, because I think it just opened on the 20th, I want to say.
Yeah, that one I'm excited to go see again.
I'm excited too. I still don't understand how they do that. The magic trick in that one. If you haven't done Enchanted Tales with Belle, it is I don't want to give it away, but you're basically like walking through the story of Beauty and the Beast with some of the characters, and then it's very interactive in that typically the kids, and then they'll pull in usually the dads, are also playing the parts of some of the like characters in the show, but just the way that you move through the rooms to get to the library where the story is being told is just really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm again the animatronics. That's where I'm just like, oh man, like how do they make it work?
I know.
So
I want to do that one. That's just one of my favorite things to do at Magic. I really love the Fantasyland back there, where it's like Enchanted Tales with Belle and the Little Mermaid ride. Like I think those are two of my favorite things to do at the park.
Oh yeah, the it's so funny because that I feel like that little corner, it's known, but it just gets forgotten because it's right next to the mine train.
Oh yeah,
The Seven
we haven't
Dwarfs.
done that ride in forever.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody goes to that and kind of forgets about.
Nobody
that.
goes around the backside of Mine Train to go do but that was the other thing now is that Ariel's doing the meet and greets again. So I think that means everything is open back up at Magic Kingdom. From what I can tell, I think everything is open back up. But it's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years. I don't even know.
No, Splash Mountain's not open.
Well, it was. And then we're about to get Tron.
Tron, yeah.
Tron's going through they're just doing previews right now for the next month, and then it'll open on April 4th.
Yeah. So
Soon. Mine Train is overrated.
I think...
Hot take. We haven't done Mine Train. I think I've done it once.
Cava de Tequila.
We've never done it. It's if I'm thinking of it, it is the bar that's inside the Mexico Pavilion. And you can do
we had with your sister.
Did you get drinks in Mexico? I've never gotten a drink in Mexico.
In the restaurant where they're going around?
Not the quick service place outside of it.
No, the one inside.
Inside. But it's not the restaurant. It's not the sit-down restaurant.
Okay.
There's like a bar.
Oh, okay,
Pretty
okay,
sure
okay.
there's a bar, like in the little marketplace, in the
Okay,
Mercado.
no.
There's like a bar in there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, we don't eat, or we've never gotten margaritas in Mexico.
But the line is always so long.
No. And like, we're Mexican. We've had margaritas before. We live in Texas. Like, we know a good margarita.
Like, it comes with Happy Meals over here, so. So
yeah, I think that's why we start in Canada too.
Yeah.
Because we're like, Mexico. All right. That's not like new for us. Galen doesn't like margaritas. The seating for Mine Train is a little odd. I can't even remember because we've only ridden it once. Danny's never had margaritas in Mexico either, or Texas. That's impossible.
Whoa, Mine Train during Not So Scary with a sub 20. Whew.
Space Mountain is such a better coaster. I disagree, Fuzzy. A backbreaker.
Oh, Space Mountain?
Space Mountain. Oh, Danny says he doesn't drink. Space Mountain's just like too like pap, pap, pap. And then you can't see. Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
It's like just disorienting to me. Now.
I think Space Mountain's good. It's great. But I think like Cosmic Rewind, Tron, like all these other dark rides have just, because again, going on like Hyperspace Mountain, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's so nice to have like a theme to go with it, and then it just gets me to think, oh well, Cosmic Rewind does that, where it's you're on a coaster dark ride and then have these
and they're more exciting things to look at during the ride versus Space Mountain, which is just mostly dark. I think that's the difference, because Hyperspace Mountain in Disneyland, it was my favorite version of Space Mountain, because even they have permanent Hyperspace Mountain at Disneyland Paris, and I was like,
it's not as good.
I'm okay. Let's see. Space Mountain Disneyland was much smoother, was it? I don't recall.
It was really. It was. It was really nice over there.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that was really smooth. All of the rides at Disneyland were a lot smoother than their counterparts. Disneyland Paris, I want to say Space Mountain goes upside down. I'm pretty sure it does, because I think that's why my friend didn't go on it with me.
Aerosmith or the Rock and Roller Coaster is closed for a little bit.
Yeah, it's down for refurbishment. There's been rumors that they're going to change that away from Aerosmith for the longest time, but she lives on.
Yeah.
She lives on. Cosmic Rewind, the transition room is far better than it should be. Cosmic Rewind is really impressive.
So we learned at Cosmic Rewind, row 9, which is the last row, is the row that you got to sit on.
Yeah, I did not realize that hack. So when we went with the Sunfelds a few weeks ago, you guys, I think, went and did it with the kids, and Naomi and I stayed out. And then somewhere along the line, you were like, Sarah, did you know?
Yeah. So
if you ride in row 9, it's a different ride. I was like, what are you talking about? And so Naomi's like, oh, you've never ridden row 9? Let's go. It was great. Yeah. Row 9. Who knew?
Yeah. So
it's a fun little tip. Row 9 is the way to go.
Ask next time.
Yeah. It's a good ride. I'm enjoying it more and more each time I ride it. The first time I rode it, I'm like, that's cool. I feel really sick now.
I think because we were able to ride it 2 times the first time we rode it.
Yeah, but we also had not eaten anything in like 10 hours.
But I'm not even talking about that. Like, I didn't get sick or anything like that. But I think I fell in love with it because I got really good songs.
Yeah, you've been really lucky.
So
I have not been really lucky.
I don't know.
Everything goes your way.
Yeah, it was. I've been just getting like really good songs. So, I enjoy it.
Holiday.
No, the holiday one was right. It was
okay.
Different.
It was all right. Is row 9 less nauseating? I would say they're probably all about the same. I would recommend try to eat something like at least an hour before you ride it, if you do get prone to ride sickness. Because when we rode it the first time and we had not eaten anything.
No. So I think the thing is not the ride itself. The ride, it has its turns or whatever. It's because there's screens. And just to kind of preface that's what it is the focal points are supposed to be certain focal points. And if you don't look at that and you're looking at other things, you're throwing off your equilibrium even more, because this is the focal point. They're whipping you around, that certain point. And if you're looking around, it's going to throw you all off. So I think that's why people get sick from it.
Yeah.
And again, depending on your level of nausea, but I think that's what happens is they have a very small window of this is the focal point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Although there are a few parts in that ride where you're basically circling the toilet bowl. And if you look in the middle of it, that's what makes me nauseous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I feel if I'm looking around, I'm getting more jostled. Whereas if we're looking where they're telling me
yeah, because you're facing the center of the toilet bowl, but I look to where the track is going, and that makes me okay.
Oh.
But if I look at it, I'm like, ugh. There's my pro tip. Do we rider swap or bring someone to watch the kids? Man, could you imagine bringing someone to watch our kids?
Rider swap.
Rider swap.
Sarah and I have not really ridden a ride together in a while.
We haven't ridden Cosmic Rewind together.
No? Oh, no.
I don't think so.
We always go play at the park.
Yeah. This could have been our opportunity, but our kids were like, this is a boys' ride. Okay. So I had like a nice little date with Naomi. But next time.
Yeah.
In May. If we make it over to Epcot.
Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. We'll be busy, I think.
I'm not my own, like, I feel like I'm a good travel agent, but I don't feel like I'm my own best travel agent. Like, I'm my own worst travel agent to my trips specifically, because I can plan anybody else's trips and make it absolutely perfect. And then for me, it's like, I mean, park pass reservations, whatever, no big deal.
That's going to be the great thing, Galen. They're not going to be there.
Nope. We are not bringing the kids on the May trip. So it's just going to be too much. Like, we've got so much going on for Starcruiser that it wouldn't be fair to the kids to bring them along. I mean, they would love it. They would love to be on Starcruiser, but it would just pull our focus too much. So, and it will be really nice to do an adult only.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
So.
Crate reactors all day. I'm just going to be carrying that thing around.
You're like, just fill her up.
It's got straws, right? Just everywhere I go. Muster point.
Get one of those, the helmets with the crate reactors on the side.
Oh, man. I can't drink. So this is what kind of scares me a little bit about Starcruiser is I keep telling everybody like, yeah, let's get a round of drinks in the Sublight Lounge. But we're not drinking as much anymore. Like, I can't tell you the last time I had a drink. It's been over a week. Just because I'm like, that's calories. So what are we going to do when we've been, like, eating healthy for 4
Look, I've been
months?
keeping up my, having my little old fashions.
You have your little old fashions or your, like, whiskeys every once in a while, but not even that much.
So
it's, how do I prepare my alcohol tolerance while also maintaining our healthiness?
You're going to be crashed out in the room.
I know. Here's what.
I love them.
Make me a droid that can just like bebop me around and no one will know that I'm just like
one of those,
basically a scooter.
I'm thinking like the little baby where they put you in and they could just like walk around and they could sit.
Oh my God.
They've got like table and that you could play with things.
That'd be so nice for storage. That's my big concern right now.
Oh, and I was just drinking
bottle?
straight out of it.
Yeah, Steven's gotten quite the... Oh, what?
Raising his rum and Coke for
rum
us.
And Coke. Thank you. Old fashions. You got some... You're going to drink the crate. Oh, she's not even asking. Galen says you're going to drink the crate dragon of drink with me. I think I'm just going to be like running around the Sublight Lounge, like a little sip here, go to the next table, a little sip there. That's going to be me the whole time.
It's just like one long straw. Like you're just like...
I'll bring my own like little, the bendy straws or the
or like the party ones. You're like, and it's just like...
like the Slinky where he like puts it on people's heads and it comes back, but it's my straw. So, what's going on? It's like, oh, it's just there having a little drink. No big deal. The droid wagon from the last episode of Boba Fett. There you go. Just like a pallet truck. Right? Isn't that what it was?
Oh, man. If there was some way... I can't think of more droids because...
Do I need to...
My attention will leave. I'll move on to the next thing.
Do I need to dress up? I think this was an idea that Dano and I had.
Danny.
Right? I think Dano and I had the idea to do the Hut Twins. I think it was actually for Ma. I think because I was like, well, if I don't diet, we could just be Hut Twins. Oh, man. As nice as those chairs from Wall-E seem, like, then we're becoming the very thing they warned us against. Yeah. So maybe I don't want to be scooted around the Halcyon. But I will definitely wear comfortable shoes, and I will not wear heels because I can't keep up anymore. I can't do heels anymore. I need a nice, sensible shoe. Oh my God. I keep trying to talk Dano into another somewhat group costume with me for something else we're doing. And he's like, please no. So I'll see if I can convince him. And I got to pull you into it too. I've got an idea for you for it too. I just haven't told you yet. Everyone on the ship in Wally looked pretty happy.
Got the screens in front of you.
I know. And you got your cup holder for your big old Nesquik. Show off your water bottle though. So we learned that water bottles can pressurize, like even the reusable water bottles. So typically what we would do on a trip is we have always brought our own water bottles and we just refill them throughout the parks because I drink water. I love water.
Yeah.
Like I love water. And so we have like huge ones that we would usually bring. But lately we've brought in smaller individual ones and
For each of us,
including each of the kids. And they pressurized on the plane. We filled them up before we got on the plane, but just like the refill stations, and they pressurized before we got on the plane. And I opened one of the kids, water everywhere. I was like, oh my God. And then your water bottle leaked because yours was just like a flip up with a straw.
Yeah.
So yours leaked in your bag, and your bag is where we had all of the like chargers and electronics.
It didn't get on anything. It didn't destroy anything, but I was like I gotta change to like a twist top. But I think we'll probably talk about it on the next live of the travel bags, or I don't know.
I want to do an episode, I think, or maybe a full episode on just like some of the travel stuff that
we've gotten
use that works for us and our family, because we've used it a lot. Open slowly. The thing is like it's a button you click and it flips the lid open for the kids. It's like a little straw cup, and it just went everywhere. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so you ended up buying that one in the parks.
Yeah.
And that's been a good one. Galen still needs to get her and/or prison outfit. So this isn't something that we've talked all that much about, and I think we probably should talk about it. Is the we are going to do like a little late night Narcana 5 if you're interested.
Just like hanging out, yeah.
Yeah. So for the May 3rd voyage, the one that we're doing, and I don't think we've actually done a very good job of like hyping up our voyage. We did in the beginning when we announced it, but it's a big deal. Like it's going to be like just a great big party for May the 4th.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're doing, and the Sunfields are in here, I know they've secured theirs. They're en route, I think, or maybe in the process of being made, is Narcana 5 jumpsuits. So whoever wants to participate in it in that voyage, we're going to be dressing up.
I think day one night.
Slapping around on the floors.
No, but I think it'll be fun just to like have just a big group picture of.
It's going to be like summer camp, right? Like
everybody's
just
in
dressed up
PJs,
in like our little PJs. So there's a few options. There's some that are really nice, like more authentic costumes. There's some that you can buy from like Alibaba. We've bought both to see.
Yeah, and I think that was we ordered it. So if you, the one on Alibaba, we haven't seen it. We saw Bad Batch.
So Bad Batch Mama and Bourbons and Buckets, they're married. That's their handles on Instagram, and they bought them from Alibaba, and they were like $30 each. And I was like,
they look pretty good. So we tried them out. But it is an order or wait time to get the order.
Yeah.
So if you are going to go that route, make sure you do it ahead of time. But again, we don't know the quality, so we're not vouching for that. We'll see when we get them.
Yeah. We should be getting them soon. That's what I'm looking at.
But then we also got one from Prop. I don't remember.
I don't remember the name. No, not Prop Right.
No. That's
you're
Scott.
thinking of Scott. Justin coordinated it. Sunfield coordinated it.
But yeah, like these are legit 501st.
Like nice
ones.
Not quite. Is it Crow Props? It's not quite.
There you go. Crow Props.
Is it Crow Props? Is that what we got them
yeah.
from? Oh, okay. I don't know that they're like actual like 501st approved, but I think they're like as close as you can get. Yeah, like that quality. So.
Danny, we have not. I've seen the TikToks of it. Looks super cool.
Of what?
A holocron.
Yeah. Our friend Nick just went when he was in Austin a couple weeks ago. I want to send the links out. I can put the links out in the Facebook group. The thing is, like, we don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, ugh. I don't want to like say here, buy from these links, and then they're like
they come and they're like this,
or they're
tiny. Super tiny.
Yeah. But we could put it in just, I guess, disclaimer it. Just say good luck.
Oh, the scream canister is cool.
That would be cool. Champagne is the worst. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, so we've got that planned.
Opening the water.
Oh, gotcha. But we've got that planned for it. I know, like, they're trying to do, like, because we're coming up on the 60-day mark. If you were my client on here and you haven't gotten back to me with your 60-day stuff, you've got 2 days. I think for the most part, people in here have, though. But, yeah, Saturday is the 60-day mark for that voyage. So I'm going to be booking. I'm going to be on the phone a lot. I need to make sure my AirPods are charged. But, yeah, I think there's some people that are doing, like, they want to try to take over Oga's that morning. I think there's going to be, like, a group picture in front of the Falcon for everybody. So there's fun, like, little things that are happening that basically the passengers are doing to make the cruise special since it's May the 4th. So it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm excited, but I'm also just, like, so stressed about costumes. I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing at the moment. Not even shoes.
Just start somewhere to go get some shoes.
I bought some more fake hair.
There you go.
There you go. Got something. Went to Austin for my wife's work trip. Oh, no, you didn't even go. I didn't really know it existed until Nick went and he did, like, a reel about it. And it was just, like, it looked like every Star Wars toy ever.
Yeah, it was just everything there.
In there. Galen's got 2 wigs. See, look at that. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. And it was just like a nice big, like, Starcruiser day. I feel weirdly like we've talked about Starcruiser a lot lately. More so than usual.
Yeah.
It's just, what a great day. What a great day for Starcruiser.
So, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Do you want to sing the birthday song with me? Do you remember it?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to sing it?
Go for it.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
To Starcruiser.
To Starcruiser.
To all of you, thank you for hanging out with us.
To Buoy Take. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.